Guys, Blake Oberle here, just working on discussion number 3. One of the things that we were asked to discuss was the conflict between environmental protection and human activity regarding the Mojave desert tortoise versus solar panels, and where should the line be drawn. I think that this is a really difficult discussion, obviously. But one of the things we need to look at is we need to look at other options. I mean, there were a couple that were presented in the articles that I read. One was talking about something that Germany's now doing, where they're turning big box stores and large warehouses with flat roofs into areas where solar panels are being placed rather than empty expanses within the desert. I also read a discussion about increasing temperatures in the deserts because of these power plants and solar energy farms, and that not only was it displacing tortoises in their burrows, but it was also heating the desert up and increasing the likelihood of extinction for these animals. And I hate to say it, but I guess I'm kind of a tree hugger, because as much as I want solar energy to work, I also feel very badly for, these populations of desert tortoises, and I think that it sucks. I think we need to find a better way that addresses both issues. And as much as I feel bad for the desert tortoise population, I also understand that it's important for us to reduce our emissions, and that solar energy is a very important thing. So for me to give you a definitive answer, it's not going to happen. I can't. But I do believe there are things that we can investigate. We can develop better ideas, more thoughts on this. And I think that goes right back into the second question, and more discussion into public participation in coming to these conclusions, and how we deal with certain issues. So, as I was saying, I don't have a very good answer to this concern. I don't want to say that humans should win outright, and that we're the better of the two creatures arguing here, but I guess if push comes to shove, that's what's going to end up happening. It always seems to happen, and it's really unfortunate. But I really do think that we need to investigate maybe placing these solar panels in a different location other than a desert. Maybe placing them in the desert somewhere where they aren't being inhabited as heavily by desert tortoises. I'm sure there has to be a million different ideas and things that can be exhausted before the final decision is made, which it seems it's already been made. But I think, again, we need to put our minds together in regards to that. In regards to the second discussion, what is the difference between public information and public involvement? What I took from that in regards to the slides for this week was that public information was kind of the lowest form of interaction between agencies and the public in regards to transportation and policy and development. And I guess public information was more about getting the information as to what the agencies wanted to do, what their plans were, and then the public participation or involvement part of it. It was really interesting talking in the PowerPoints, because I think Professor Chu had mentioned that a portion of agencies were trying to discourage public involvement, and that policy had changed, and they were actually wanting to increase public involvement within discussions about community projects and programs for transportation. So I think that that's great. What role do I play as a citizen? I would say that I'm very much I play a passive role. I do vote but that is the extent of my participation. I don't necessarily, and I regret that, but that's just where I am right now. There's definitely more that can be done on my behalf. I don't keep in contact with representatives from my area. I don't write letters. I don't make phone calls. I think, unfortunately, there are a lot of people in that situation, very apathetic, essentially, to the cause. But I'm hoping that in the future my role changes as a citizen. But yeah, right now I play a very passive role, but I do vote. But I think it is so important, and I think that is the biggest issue for government as a whole, regardless of whether it's dealing with transportation policy or any other type of policy within government, is getting the participation from the groups of individuals. So thank you very much. That's my discussion for week 3. All right.